This mod review is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, and comment. So today, guys, we're going to take a look at another great script mod that I just absolutely adore. I've been playing with this mod for quite a while now, and I haven't done a video up to this point because technically the mod is still in beta, but it hasn't been updated for quite a long time. And at this point, I think it's pretty stable and is probably worth a good look and to show you guys. That is the Vehicle Fruit Hud. Now, you might say, what is the Vehicle Fruit Hud? Let's take a look. So when we jump in, what you see down here in the bottom right of the screen, right next to the speedometer, we now have in yellow wheat and canola words. We have 100% and 30,000 underneath the fill bar. That is one part of the Vehicle Fruit Hud. Basically, it adds information to the HUD as it relates to the crop type. It also allows me to move up in the upper left where we've got the, I do have Vehicle Inspect set up on here. Typically, I only do mod videos where I have basically one mod that I'm trying to show off in use typically. But I wanted to show you Vehicle Inspector and Vehicle Fruit HUD both working at the same time. They both will work just fine. Now there is a little bit of information under Vehicle Fruit HUD, or no, I'm sorry, there is a little bit of information under Vehicle Inspector that it does not work with a previous version of Vehicle Fruit Hub, but with the current version, it's working just fine. Let me show you guys that web page. You know what I'm talking about here. So let me bring up Firefox, go full screen on it. So you can see here we have Vehicle Fruit HUD, and then we have Vehicle Inspector. Both are by the same guy, Happy Loser. And you can see down here where it says incompatible with Vehicle Fruit HUD version 4. Now it is basically, I think it's, honestly, I'm not sure what color this is. It's either info or not reproducible. But we're talking about Vehicle Fruit Hub version 4.45. Both are working just fine together. But basically what this does is it shows you right here what it does, but it also allows me to move this information. Okay, let's go back to the game. It allows me to move this here to a couple of different spots on the game HUD. Okay, so I have actually moved this down here for my personal preference because I like it down here. Another option is you can put it up here. Let's bring up that web page and we'll take a look at these options a little bit better. So we basically have 3 positions that we could put the connection schema. I'm going to call this the connection schema, vehicle connection schema. We got position 1, which is up here. We have position 2, which is down below the speedometer. Now we have position 3, which is above the speedometer. Okay, so just like Vehicle Inspector, there is an XML file that you will be able to use to configure this thing. Let's bring up the XML file and show you guys. Here I've got my Farming Simulator 2019 folder, and in the mod settings folder, we've got Vehicle Fruit HUD. Okay, now this is the backup of my preferences. I didn't want to delete these. I wanted to show you what the mod looks like by default, so I just put a backup of this in here. So let's open up this file and take a look at it. Okay, so here we are. We've got the Vehicle Fruit HUD settings up here. And let's go ahead and Make this a little bit bigger. So we've got some options here. We've got % equals true. Turns out that means percent in German. So basically this setting is saying, do we want to display or not display the percent indicator? Right now it's set to true. Do we want to show the capacity? Yes or no? It's set to true. Do we want to show the fruit type name? True or false? It's set to true. Do we want to make that name in bold? Again, true. This is by default. Name, position, auto size is false. I've not messed with that, so we're just going to leave it there. Now, name, pause, position equals 1. Let's go back here to this file here. So name position 1 is right down here. So that means it will, I don't know if y'all can see this. I can't make this picture any bigger. But basically it will put the name in position 1, which is right beside the fill type icon, okay? Which is what we have seen right here. Oops. Right down there where it says wheat, then we have the wheat icon, and then we have 100%, okay? Name position 2 will put the name above the fill type fill graph. We're going to show these. I'm going to have to exit, change the setting, open a game, and we're going to look at all of these options. Position 3 will put the name underneath the fill graph and put the percent above. Position 4 will basically put it above and a line above. And position 5 will basically move both the percent and the name above the bar. Okay? Now we have color scheme. Okay, 1, 1, and so we have red, green, and blue. We have 1, 1, and 0. Basically what we get here is we get this yellow looking color. I'm not a big fan of the yellow color. I like mine to be white to basically match the rest of the UI. So I've made that change in my copy, and I'll show you guys how to make that change your own copy, but you can pick whatever color you want. And then we have schema position equals 1. Okay. We have the schema. We can fix the location if we want and the zoom level. Now what that relates to is this up here, our vehicle connection. Okay. I have not messed with the zoom. In theory, it would make those icons bigger or smaller. I've not messed with it. It's fine the way it is for me. I just wanted to move it from position 1, which is up here above the F1 menu, where it is normally in game, to position 2, which is down here below the speed indicator, or position 3, which is above the speed indicator. So we're going to take a look at all of these here in a little bit. First thing I want to do is I want to change the position schema name position to 2. Okay. And all that's going to do is it's going to move the word wheat here, believe to be right here. It's going to say wheat and canola, which is perfectly fine for wheat and canola. Soybeans, oilseed radish, okay, sugarcane, some of these longer named fill types, you're going to start possibly running over here into your fill level. And if that happens, then it's going to look a little weird. In my view, I like it over here off to the side because if it's longer, it'll just bump further out this way as opposed to impede itself here on the numbers. So what we're going to do is I'm going to exit the game. I'm going to save this setting in the Vehicle Fruit Hud settings.xml. I'm going to open the game up and I'm going to show you guys basically where it changed. Okay. So guys, we're back. We've made that change. Let's take a look here. We are at name position 2 now. That's the only thing we've changed. And you can see now the wheat and canola fill types are now above the level. Kind of looks, I mean, this looks really nice. I like how this looks, except if we get into longer fill type names, okay, we're going to definitely be impeding over here on these numbers. Now, what we're going to do, once again, I'm going to iterate through name position 3, name position 4, and name position 5. Okay, so remember, name position 2 is up here. Position 3, we're going to basically swap the percent, the name, and we're going to put the maximum capacity above the fill capacity. Okay, let's go back here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put wheat will be down here, percent will be up where wheat is, and 30,000 will be above this 30,000. Okay, this is the fill level, this is the maximum. Right, so what we're going to do is exit, and I'll be right back with you. Now we can see where we are position number 3. Again, as I said, wheat has been swapped with our percentages, and our maximum fill capacity is now above our current fill capacity. So I'll be right back with you with position 4, and then we'll be back with position 5. So here you can see position number 4. We have the fill type is a line above the fill capacity, the current fill level. We've got the percent back underneath the fill bar, and then we've got the maximum capacity underneath the fill bar. This one would kind of work pretty good because the fill type has a little bit of room to grow over and above the current fill level. So this could be a nice option for somebody. Now, if you've got, let's say, I did a mod review several weeks back where we had a tandem trailer that had 2 fill containers each. Okay, so conceivably you would have 4 of these, and if that happens, you'd stack these up pretty good. Or imagine if you had a train full of different trailers with different crop types. We have this stacking up here pretty high. So of course, each one of these is going to be a little bit taller. So when we come back, we'll have this in position 5. And our final position for the Vehicle Fruit Hud information is position 5. And this is where we have the fill type and the percent above the fill bar. We have in yellow the maximum capacity of the trailer, and then in white we have the current fill level. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color blue. Okay, so we have color red, green, and blue. I'm going to change this to 1, and that's going to basically make this stuff white. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know how I know that 1 will make it completely white, because here they basically tell you to get the RGB values. I guess if you divide 255 by 255, you get 1. I think maybe that's how I figured it out. Basically, you go here to this color chart. Okay, and this is linked right here. Okay, to this color chart. And you can basically pick what color you want, and you get these RGB values. You divide these RGB values by 255, and you'll get a numerical value, and then you'll plug that numerical value here for your red, green, and blue. So we know that white, let's jump down here to white. Okay, we know that solid white is 255, 255, 255 right here. Okay, and 255 divided by 255 is 1. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this back to position 1, which is how I like it, and I want to change color blue position 1 because it makes everything white the way I like it. And then what we're going to also do is we're going to change the schema position to 2. You remember, schema position will move the connection information from up here top by the F1 menu to underneath the speedometer. Take a look again. You can see that I've got the connection information right here. Pull up the F1 menu. Okay, so you can see it's above the F1 menu. I'm going to change it to 2, and it's going to move it down here. We're going to make this wording white, and we're going to move the fill type over here where we were to begin with, And we're going to move the percent underneath, the maximum capacity underneath, and all of this stuff will be in white. Okay, I'll be right back with you. So we've made our changes. Take a look at our config file. We have name position is back to 1. Like I said, we've got our color red, color green, and color blue set to 1 each. We are getting white. And I've changed the schema position to 2. So you'll see up here we don't have that connection information, the vehicle connector information up here anymore. It's now down here. Right here, down here by the canola fill type. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to exit the game one more time. And I'm going to move this schema position to 3. And you're going to see it move it up to right here. Okay? I personally like it down here, so that's where I have it. I'm going to move it up here for schema 3, just so you can see how that looks. All right, so we've made the change to schema position 3. Now, it's not quite directly over the speedometer. I think we could probably move this a little bit if we were to adjust it some. But like I said, I like it kind of tucked down here myself. So that's where we're going to change it back. But you can see where it's at now for schema position 3. Let me jump into the train, and now you can really see it. You can see where that schema is with respect to the different trailers. Right there above the speedometer. Again, position 1, it's up here above the F1 menu. Position 2, it's down there below the speedometer, either centered or off to the side, kind of beside where the fill level is. And schema 3, it is basically where it is, depending on if the F1 menu is up or not. It seems to bump back and forth. So that, guys, is Vehicle Fruit Hud. I like it. I use it all the time. Combine that with vehicle information or the vehicle inspector mod. Both work perfectly fine together as long as you are using the latest beta versions. So guys, hope you liked the video. If you did, please go ahead and click that like button. Let me know in the comments what you think of Vehicle Fruit Hud, what you think of Vehicle Inspector. I'll leave a link to the Vehicle Inspector mod if you haven't run across my video on that one. I'll also leave a link to that in the description below. So until next time, guys, happy farming.